Hello everyone, today is the 17th of January 2020. Shit, I forgot about my porridge. I have porridge in my teeth. Going to work soon, so I need to film this video like ASAP. I need a Dr. Pepper. Today I'm going to be doing a video about 30 things I want to do before I turn 30. 30 before 30, because it's just like the trending thing to do when you're 29. And you probably won't do them, but it'll be fun to try. This balloon is huge. I turned 29 on the 10th of January. So 1 week of being 29, so what better time to make this video? So it's pretty much a bucket list of 30 things you'd like to do before you turn 30. Bucket list calls for a bucket hat. Yes. And obviously when making this list, I had to be incredibly realistic. I'm currently living at Jack's parents' house trying to save for a mortgage, so I couldn't be like, by the time I'm 30, I want my own house. It's not gonna happen. I'm trying to keep it as realistic as I can, whilst also a little bit exciting and things that I actually want to do. I feel so 90s in this hat. I just keep wanting to do this and like, what's up? Number one, I would like to pay off my credit card and my overdraft. I'm actually doing a lot better than I was last year because I owed 2,500 on my credit card last year. I now only owe 800 and I was 1,500 pounds into my overdraft and I'm now no longer in my overdraft. So I would just ideally like everything paid off by the time I'm 30. No debt except my car, which is on finance, so I can't really help that. I would just really like to be debt free by the time I turn 30. That'd be nice. Number two, I would like to see a Broadway show and visit New York. So it's probably like one of the most unrealistic ones because I don't have the money to go to New York, but it's like my dream for 15 years now to visit New York and see a Broadway show. Number three, learn how to knit or cross stitch. So my nan tried to teach me how to knit years ago and I just couldn't pick it up. I'm creative in the musical sense. I am not creative in like the arts and craftsy sense in the slightest. I know that might seem incredibly dull. I've never been able to do anything like that, so. Number four, I would like to visit 2 new foreign cities this year. Not even necessarily 2 cities, just 2 foreign places that I haven't been. I'd really like to visit Amsterdam and probably Poland. So number 5 is an unrealistic one. It is move out and have my own mortgage. Probably not gonna happen. See, part of me would move out and rent again, but also the other part of me is like, it's such a waste of money. Basically pissing your money down the drain. So probably not on the mortgage front, but at least we can live here, save up, go on some trips maybe, and also save-ish. Number 6, visit Harry Potter World. I just think it's incredibly unfair that Harry Potter is such a fundamentally British thing, and we don't have Harry Potter World. We have the Harry Potter studio tours, which are pretty cool. You can go and visit Privet Drive and Godric Hollow, but we don't have a Harry Potter theme park, which I think is incredibly unfair. I just think, as an English person, that is incredibly unfair that America get all the good shit. Is it just too much to ask for a Harry Potter theme park? Like, let's be honest. Number 7 is go to a music festival, because I don't think I've ever actually been to a music festival. Taylor Swift is headlining at the Hyde Park British Summertime Festival this year, but it's £111 a ticket. Now mate, you're alright. Number 8, I would like to go to a bottomless boozy brunch on a Sunday because I always work the weekends. I always have ever since I was 15. So I would love to just do like normal person thing and go for a brunch. Bottomless boozy... a bottomless boozy brunch. See, some of these are really mundane, but you know. So number 9, I would like to get 4 new piercings. So I only have 11 ear piercings, and then my nose, my septum, my belly button. So I'd like to get 4 new piercings, probably 4 new ear piercings, because this ear is really bare compared to my other ear. I stupidly didn't write numbers next to these, so I keep losing count. I think it's number 10. I would like to play the Euro Millions or like play the lottery, because I've never bought a lottery ticket personally, myself, in my life. I bought scratch cards, but I've never bought a lottery ticket. Number 11, I would like to go to a yoga class. I mean, there's not really much else to say about that. I would just really like to try it. Or maybe even hot yoga. I've heard that that's quite intense. Number 12, I would like to do a Harry Potter marathon, which basically means I would like to watch the Harry Potter films back to back, which I think runs for about 20 plus hours. And I've seen the Harry Potter films fuck knows how many times, but I would just really like to do it. I just don't know anyone that likes Harry Potter enough that would do that with me. I've lost count again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Number 13. I would like to stop working in customer service and retail because I fucking hate it. I absolutely hate it, and I've done it for so long. I've done it since I was 15. Obviously I'm 29. I'm good at it. I like talking to people, but the public are absolute wankers and the pay is shite. So I would really like to not work in customer service anymore. I was thinking I would really like to get a job in media or video editing or something, you know, a little bit related to what I like. I genuinely don't think I can work in customer service much longer because you have to take so much shit and you're just not allowed to say anything back. Like the other day, well not the other day, a while ago, I got called horseface by a customer. Just wasn't allowed to say anything back. I'm sorry, like how the fuck is that acceptable? I don't get paid enough to stand there and take people's abuse, and yet we have to. Number 14. I would like to do some volunteer work, so whether that be in somewhere as simple as a charity shop or something we have around here called Medway Street Angels, which help the homeless do soup kitchens, etc. Or something big like go to Thailand and help in an elephant sanctuary, or go to Australia and help in a koala sanctuary, something big. I've always wanted to do something like that. I've wanted to do volunteer work for quite a while, but the reason that I never did is because you have to have the money to back yourself, and obviously you don't get paid for doing it because it's volunteer work, but you have to have the money for your flights out there, for your accommodation, to support yourself. So even though you're doing it for a great cause, I physically have never had the money in order to do it. When I was younger, I really wanted to volunteer as a camp counsellor in America, and then I watched Friday the 13th and I don't want to be a camp counsellor anymore. Number 15, I would like to relearn Spanish. So I took Spanish for GCSE and I became semi-fluent, like I could hold a conversation and I could understand more of what I could speak. But yeah, ya no puedo hablar español. Hola a todos, me llamo Sarah y vivo en Inglaterra, en la ciudad se llama Rochester. Tengo 29 años, and that's probably all wrong, but I would like to learn Spanish. Number 16, I would like to keep a plant alive for more than a week. I have never kept a plant alive for more than a week. I mean, I've kept a cactus alive, but they're kind of self-maintaining, like you just have to water them every so often. That would be good if by the time I turn 30 I can keep a plant alive, because then at least I know I could keep another human being alive, potentially. Plant, baby. Plant, baby. Number 17. I would like to go on a social media break for a week. Again, unrealistic, but I would like to live more and work less. Meaning that I don't just want to pay bills and then work and then pay bills and then work. I want to actually see things, I want to go places, even just for like little day trips. There is so much more to life than just paying bills. And I know it's easier said than done, because in order to go and do all these amazing things, I need to not have any bills, I need to have money free to go and do all these things. I think the thing with me is I like having something to look forward to, no matter how little. I'm very much aware that it is a vicious cycle of you have to work to get money, because otherwise you don't have any money to do the fun things that you want to do. But then what is the point in working so much to get all this money and then never having time to do anything with that money other than pay bills? That's what I'm saying. Okay, so next is read one book a month. When I was younger, I used to read a book a week, but I don't really have much time to read anymore, so I thought it'd be good to try and read one book a month. So number 20, do something that scares me, and then I put in brackets roller coasters. Over the years have developed a fear for roller coasters, or anything that moves really. I can't even go on the fucking teacups anymore. I don't understand why. One day I was in Disneyland and I was going on Space Mountain and Thunder Mountain and I loved rides and I could go on the waltzes at the fun fair, and then the next day I just couldn't. So my camera just decided to stop recording. Hello there. It honestly feels like when I get on a ride that I'm gonna have a panic attack, and you just won't even get me in the queue to queue up for a ride now. I just won't do it. I can't even go on like chairplanes or teacups or anything. So I would really like to try and get over my fear of rides. That'd be good. 21. This is so materialistic, but I've written, I would like to buy myself one expensive item, i.e. a MacBook. I've got my eye on this like £3 MacBook with an i9 processor and 16 gig of RAM, and I really want it. I will just never have the money. I probably won't get accepted for a finance plan, although I think my credit is slightly better than it was. What are we on? Are we on 21? No. 22. I would like to go camping and have a bonfire on a beach. I don't mean glamping, I mean like proper old school, get a tent, get a little barbecue, like a little portable barbecue, get some sausages, like, you know, playing Hallelujah and Kumbaya by the fire, toasted marshmallows, all that jazz. I just like to go on a good old-fashioned camping trip. Although I would like to go glamping as well, because some of the yurts that they have look really nice. Yeah, I just haven't been camping in a very long time. So 20, I think I've lost count again, 22. 23? 23? We're gonna go with 23. I would like to eat alone in a restaurant. And I know that sounds really strange, but it's something that I've never done. Not because of any particular reason, like it's not that I'm embarrassed to eat alone or scared to eat alone, I've just never done it. So I would like to go to a proper restaurant and have a meal. I would like to buy a piano because I sold my last one when I lived in my flat a couple of years ago to pay rent. I sold my really nice Yamaha piano and I really regret it. I mean, not that I have any room in this room right now for a piano, but I do miss having a piano. Don't even think I can play anymore, except maybe like Titanic or something. I would like to get a psychic reading because I've always believed in clairvoyance and psychics and mediums and ghosts, like 95%. I want to say 100%, but I've never had anything. I've had one thing happen to me that kind of made me, it made me believe, but I still think there must be another explanation for it. It'd be kind of better if I told you the story. So long story short, my granddad passed away in November 2011. And then about 6 months after he passed away, my nan moved all of his belongings, so including this little Sony Ericsson mobile phone he had, up into the loft. And I think it might have been like a couple of days after she moved everything into the loft, I received a text message from my granddad. And to backtrack a little bit, he used to tell me stories at bedtime. And one of the stories he told me was characters that he made up called Georgina and Jessica, who went to stay with Georgina's uncle Rudolph and his chauffeur Gregory in Transylvania. And they used to have all these like adventures and stuff. Yeah, so cool, I know. No one else apart from me and my granddad knew about these characters. We had Georgina, Jessica, Uncle Rudolph and Gregory the chauffeur. And I still, to this day, cannot explain this. So my granddad's phone is in the loft. A couple of days after, round about midnight, and I know that is so cliche, but it's round about midnight, but I didn't get it till the following morning because I was asleep. I received a text message from my granddad saying, Gregory will pick you up from the station at midnight. Like, what? So part of me is like, there's got to be a realistic explanation for this, but to add on to the story, we actually went into the loft after this had happened and I checked his outbox and I turned on the phone and I checked his messages and it hadn't been sent. There was nothing to say it had been sent from his phone, but it had. So, but there's still part of me that's like, nope, there's got to be a realistic explanation for this. I do believe in ghosts and clairvoyance and everything like that. I would just very much like to experience something for myself. So I'd love to get a reading of some kind. Oh, while we're talking about paranormal things, actually, go and listen to Jim Harold's Campfire, which is a really, really good podcast if you like scary stuff and ghost stories, and people basically call in and tell their real life ghost stories and supernatural stories. It's really interesting if you're looking for a podcast. Yeah. This one's funny because it's probably not gonna happen. I have written that I would like to go on a run, and then in brackets I've put 5k. Now I probably haven't run since primary school. No, I ran in secondary school, so probably secondary school in a PE lesson. Oh yeah, we had to do the 800 metres on sports day, but I got exempt from the 1,500 metres because I have a heart condition. I don't really run. I'm just not so good at the running, so this year if I could just do a couple of runs, I think I'd be quite proud of myself. Okay, next one is I would like to learn how to make my nan's beef stew and dumplings. So this is like a family recipe that she learnt from her mum, which is my great-grandma, Dora. And then my mum learnt it from my nan, but I would really like my nan to teach me how to make it because it's just so good. I saw this thing on Facebook the other day that a American had posted saying, and it had a picture of like cottage pie, shepherd's pie, beef stew and casserole, and it was like, why do British people still eat like the Germans are flying overhead? Like, why do we still eat like we're in a world war? Steak and kidney pie, chicken and mushroom pie, cottage pie, shepherd's pie, beef stew and dumplings, beef casserole, suet pudding, bread pudding. All those recipes are from the war and they're so good. So I would really like to learn how to make stew because it is honestly the best thing, especially in the winter when you just got like 4 dumplings and just it's just so good. Do Americans seriously not put meat in their pie? Like, do they just have sweet pies? This reminds me of the episode of Friends where Rachel makes half the English trifle and half the shepherd's pie. I should try and make that and see what it tastes like. We're almost at the end. I've written pay it forward. So all that means is, so pay for someone's coffee that's in front of me, no, behind me in the queue, pay for someone's meal, do a nice thing for someone. I know it's a really simple thing, but I've never done that. So I think that would be quite nice to pay it forward. Then I have meet a sloth, because I just have this newfound love for sloths. I don't even know why. I think they're really cute. I don't even know why, I just really like sloths. And there's a couple of zoos near, well, they're quite far, but they're nearish. They're like the nearest zoos, called Portland and Howlett's, and they do sloth experiences. I don't think you get to hold the sloths, but I think you get to feed them and like pet them. And just, I would really like to do that. And then this must be number 30 because it's the last one that I've written down, is I would like to start ice skating lessons, because I am completely self-taught at ice skating. I've mentioned that I worked at an ice rink before, but I am completely self-taught. Like, I've never had a lesson in my life. You're never too old. I know the majority of that list was quite mundane, but that was my 30 things to do before I turned 30. Woohoo! You know, maybe I'll make a video next year and with a little update of whether I actually did these things. Yeah, I am boiling in this hat. Oh, so I actually have to go to work now, so I will see you all very soon. Bye!